In this video series, let's try and understand object-oriented principles like inheritance, polymorphism, abstract classes, and interface with respect to a practical application point of view. That is, without dwelling into all possible combinations and details in a textual fashion. Let's just take a look at what a beginner is supposed to really understand, specifically with how do you model or why do you make certain classes abstract and why do you isolate certain behaviors in interfaces, and what do you mean by writing polymorphic code via the capability of inheritance. Now, generally, when learning, there are usually the I can say what, why, and hows that one need to know. And when it comes to object-oriented programming, we somehow seem to pay less attention to the why part of it. Uh, And perhaps the kind of examples we look at will also play a huge role in understanding these things better so that you understand the why behind whatever we do. But of course, if I happen to take a two very realistic example, which involves a lot of concepts like probably databases and dependency isolation and stuff like that, it might be a little overwhelming for the beginners to relate to it. So what I have done is I'm trying to explain those concepts by imagining a, a game wherein we are supposed to model the real world animals and we will let a user. So this is a fictitious game. Of course, we will not be building it entirely. But if we were to build such a game and we had to let the user select any one animal and start playing the game with it, so we can see how we can start designing the modeling these entities. Basically, the entities has attributes and behaviors that we need to inherit or write polymorphic code such that it is maintainable, extensible. And what we'll do is we'll create these entities and we'll probably just start off with a very naive way, and in stages, we'll keep on improving the code by using the object oriented principles and also understanding what are the advantages of it and why we use something. And at this point, our focus is not on actually showing any graphics or animation with respect to these animals or characters. It is rather understanding the building a hierarchy or a classification of real world entities. So we'll probably just simply print console statements, and we will also not um, pay too much attention to the UI or any such things because I wanted to keep this simple to the point and the focus is clearly on object oriented programming. And let's say we will just assume that at for now, once we build the game, we are just interested in making these characters do whatever they know so that we can just test the application first. And I'll be using C Sharp for implementing this. But then the same concepts applies to any programming language which does support object-oriented programming. This might also help people who are getting themselves up for an interview with concepts like object-oriented programming, which is almost a sure shot series of questions you can expect. Um, when any newbie would want to apply to jobs. But what we have noticed is, even though these concepts are explained in a lot of material or content which you find either in text or online, they might not be relatable, or probably they might be either too trivial or too much detail, such that you won't be able to kind of articulate as much as it is required during an interview also. So this example make sure that you understand the concept and you can relate to them and recall them very easily, since it is a domain, or these are the entities which we understand very clearly, and hence we'll be able to comprehend. So let's begin this series from the next video.